Flosstube. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Bec.
And this is DDsFlosstube number 3. So welcome back, everybody. We have a massive week to get through this week. We've got a lot of stuff. We've got some stuff that's come in. Bec has been busy shopping. I've been waiting for orders to come and they're finally arrived.
Yay.
What else has been going on? Lots of stuff, really.
Yeah.
Been busy behind the scenes, prepping and everything. There hasn't been many pictures yesterday on Instagram because we've been busy prepping, getting ready to do some custom orders. We've got a couple of quilts to make and stuff like that. So that's all been happening. Lots of things happening in the background with family and stuff. We've had, everything's been going on.
It's been full on.
Yeah, there's Book Week this week as well here in Australia. They celebrate Book Week, so there's costumes to have to be made and stuff like that. I, thankfully, don't have to do that anymore. As you can hear, my voice is much better this week. The cough is starting to clear. This morning was the first morning that I didn't wake up and have a coughing fit, like I'm just smoking a pack of cigarettes, which I don't smoke. So, so I'm on the mend, which is good. And I'm back into quilting and everything this week, and which means Bec's back into doing prep work and all that sort of stuff. And she's been awesome this week, getting stuff organised. It's been a big week.
It has been. Yeah.
I've done a lot this week. I got all of today's work done yesterday. So now I've got to find things to do today.
It's okay. We'll sort that.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. I'm sure we'll find lots of stuff for me to do. There is a lot of things that I've got to do in the background. And the week has flown by. Like I can't.
It's crazy.
It's been a week since we put up our last video. That's how insane it is. And this is our third video. Like, we're just blown away how quick it's gone. Like, like when we decided to do this, I didn't realise time flew past so quickly. So we've had lots of stuff, as I said, coming in the mail. So we've got lots of happy mail to share with you today. We've got our works in progress as well. We have a couple of plans. We've had a couple of starts as well. Yes. Both of us have had a couple of starts. And we're going to talk about a sew-along to celebrate my birthday, which is coming up next week. What's the date today? 22nd.
It's 22nd today.
So 22nd of August today. And my birthday is on the 27th. So I actually have no recording on the 27th. No. We don't have any live studio tutorials or chats or anything like that.
The day off.
I've actually got the day off. So I'm actually going to go and get my nails done and possibly get my hair done. Because as you can see, I'm sporting a bit of grey. I'm in two minds at the moment. And I don't know, maybe some of you guys can help me out. I am in two minds at the moment. I turned 49 on Tuesday. I've had grey hair for most of my life from a very young age. I've been dyeing my hair since I was 15, 16. I've gone through all the myriads of trends and colours and all the rest of it. I never did ombre and I never did purple hair, although purple is my favourite colour. I didn't do purple hair. I just couldn't do it. I tried a wig on first. It just didn't suit me. It just looked terrible. I looked really washed out. Like I actually looked like death warmed up, actually. It's just not my colour. And I don't wear purple as a rule either because it does make me look really washed out. So I'm in two minds. Do I go and get my hair dyed again or do I just embrace the grey? Go and get some length cut off. That means that it's closer to being grown out. And it's not an offensive grey either. It's sort of salt and pepper. Yeah. And it's still got some dark spots. And if I wanted to go a little bit darker, I have learnt something in the last couple of weeks. You can put rose hip oil in your hair and it actually sends it a little bit darker. So it blends the grey a little bit more and stuff like that. So if you go back and watch a few videos, you'll be able to see it looks a little bit darker in the front. And that's when I've put rose hip oil in. But it's not the cheapest exercise either. So that's what I'm in two minds, whether I get my hair done next week or not. So you'll have to tune in next week to see what I decided. I mostly wear my hair up like this all the time. So realistically, it doesn't matter if I have the grey hair. No. It just looks a bit like, trailer trash. Is what I call it. But anyway, that's just my opinion of my hair when it's like this. That's not my opinion of anybody in particular. Anyway, that's just my opinion of myself.
And I'm laughing.
Yeah, and you're laughing, so she obviously agrees with me. Anyway, we are going to continue on Get to Know Your Needleworker questions. We've got another 5 questions today. These ones are a little bit more, what your favourite sort of things are. So the first one, we'll get stuck right into it before we get into our whips and all the rest of it. So the first one is, what is your favourite movie or movies?
My favourite movie is Braveheart.
And I was quite surprised at that.
Yeah.
So, not that we rehearsed it, I said out of curiosity, what is your favourite movie? And she said Braveheart. I went, really?
Yeah. I love that movie.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've got lots of movies that I love to watch, but to choose one.
Yeah. And have you watched that lots?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times have you watched it?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Lots of times.
Cool.
I haven't watched it for a while, so...
Okay, you might have to go and revisit it again.
Yeah,
I think I've only ever watched it once, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson in a kilt just didn't do it for me. I'm sorry. It just didn't do it for me. Next time you watch the movie, check his knees out. You'll never be able to watch it again without checking his knees out every time.
That's just going to stick out.
Yeah, it just cracks me up. I'm sorry, but, Mel Gibson in a kilt just doesn't work. It just doesn't mesh. An Aussie guy, like, you're talking Mad Max here. Okay?
Yeah.
From Mad Max, and I grew up when that was released. So, that's an iconic Australian movie. And if my husband watches this, he'll be going, yeah. We're going on a road trip soon, and we're actually visiting the Mad Max Museum. So,
that'll be
that'll be interesting. You'll have to catch that over on King of Toe Crew's channel, because he'll put it up on that channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that's where I struggle with it.
Yeah, seeing that difference,
like
of
Mad Max,
that role to
that role. It's like great acting, like his genre of acting and all the rest of it's awesome. But I just can't get him in the kill. Mad Max leather kill. Yeah, no, it's not working. It's not working for me. So
see, I like the accent.
Oh, okay.
I like accents, especially like the Scottish and the Irish.
Okay, well, there you go.
They're my thing.
Fair enough then. Yeah. Alrighty, so my favourite movie is Die Hard. I love Die Hard movies. I like Bruce Willis movies. And I like Mel Gibson movies, all his action movies. I'm an action girl, so I like your good action movie. But I would have to say Die Hard is probably my favourites because there's several of them.
Yes.
And there's a certain saying that I won't say here because it's like, love it. Every time he says it, it's like, yes. So sometimes they play them late at night, and I'm quite an early bird when I go to bed early and I wake early. But when they play them, I'll sit up for them because they play them later at night on just regular TV. And they're not on Netflix here or Stan.
Aren't they?
No.
Oh.
Yes, I'm not impressed. Netflix, Stan, I'm not impressed.
Not impressed.
Not that you'll ever see this video, but yeah, they should be there, and they should be there forever, so I can watch them at any time I want. And Braveheart as well, apparently.
Yes, Braveheart, please.
Yep. Alrighty, so what is your, it says what is your favourite TV show?
Yeah.
But I'm going to change the question to what is your favourite TV show right now?
Right now?
And what's one that you revisit often? Because this will tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right now?
Right now.
Is the originals.
Yeah, I've been watching that with my 13-year-old too.
I'm loving that.
Yep.
One that I revisit? I don't know.
Do you revisit TV shows after you've watched them?
No, I watch them the once and then... I did rewatch, like I watched The Blacklist when it was on TV.
Yep.
And because I missed the start of it and I missed a lot of like the second...
Because that was on late at night, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it got later at night, I just couldn't sit up and watch it. So recently I did go in and watch the whole...
Oh, so you binge watched it? Yeah. See, that's what I've done too, like with Netflix and stuff like that. I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So
well, because I missed the very start.
Don't spoil
I won't spoil because I hate when people spoil. Yeah. So I won't do it to anyone else.
Okay, cool. Because you're a few seasons ahead on originals as well. My 13-year-old decided for her birthday she wanted to start watching originals. So, between dancing and everything else, that's what I'm watching at the moment. So that's the only thing that you're watching at the moment?
I'm waiting. I'm watching Outlander. I'm waiting for the new season to come out. So I really like that. Yeah. I like those sorts of genres.
And of course, the accent.
Yeah.
We just learnt the accent. So that's always going to be happening. So any sort of, Downton Abbey or that's got a new movie coming out. I've seen it. Yeah. Sorry, we just went off on a tangent then. Sorry.
I saw that come through. Yes.
Yeah, I seen that yesterday. I'm like, we're going.
We're going. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Yeah. So
awesome.
We've got a date.
That date is set.
We've got a date. Woo! I got a date. Woo! Yeah. So Outlander. You're waiting for that. Did you ever watch The Crown?
Oh yeah, I watched The Crown. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. That's good. I like that. How they've done that.
Have they got new episodes yet?
No. I'm.
See, I like that.
I'm tapping my fingers, waiting.
I like that older.
So set in period.
Period style stuff. I like that.
Yeah, I like that sort of stuff too.
Yeah.
So my favourite TV show. Well, as I said, I'm watching originals at the moment, and I'm also waiting on The Crown. I'm also waiting on Outlander, and I started watching The Vikings.
Oh. I love The Vikings.
Yeah, I started watching that, but then I got sidetracked with stuff, so I've got to go back to that.
See, that's what I'm waiting for too.
Yeah, so my all-time favourite TV series is Friends. I learned a lot about myself as growing up. It was an era in my life where it sort of coincided with the show.
Yeah.
I had left my first husband after 10 years. I was sort of starting out. I was the same age as the character in the shows, and I happened to just meet similar people in my life. Yeah. So it was very relatable, the things that were happening. So it was I watched it when it was on TV. I did miss a lot of the last two seasons through work commitments and stuff like that. But I have actually watched that series 4 times now, and I just recently finished it and I binge watch it. So I usually do some stitching, or I've got it on my phone in the sewing room or on the iPad or something like that, and I just watch it and just have it in the background. I could probably recite word for word the script and all that sort of stuff. I'm really thankful that they have never done like what Will and Grace did and came back. They ended it and they left it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they did that. Whether they just continue with that, I don't think that those characters would ever come back together. I think with the amount of growing that they've done as characters and actors and stuff like that, it would be too vast. Their acting just would not be the same, because I've watched the character, is it Matthew that played...
Matthew Perry. No?
No. Is it Perry? No. Whoever played Chandler, I watched him in The Odd Couple, and he's so different, so different. I actually struggle to watch him in that, and I've watched him in movies and stuff like that. Jennifer Aniston from that, she would be one of my favourite to watch in movies as well. I'm not a chick flick girl, but if I'm going to watch a chick flick, it'll be that. So that it would be my all-time favourite show, and that I do binge watch over and over again. I did, as I was saying to Bec earlier, I did get the nickname there from some of my friends, Monica, because I was a little bit anal about my cleaning, and everything had to be in its place. Everything had its place, and I do have a space in my house that is like her closet. That's everything shoved in it. Have you seen that episode?
Yeah.
Where Chandler loses the key card, his credit card. So yeah, I did have, it was just a small cupboard. It wasn't a lead and press. I'm not that luxurious. And basically, I did get that nickname because I could tell you if anything was out of place 5mm. Have I relaxed as I got older? Yes, I have, because children change that. I had 2 children at that time in my life as well. And I was single, and then I met Brendan, and we've been together ever since, and things have changed, and he's a little bit more relaxed on the housework thing and not as full on and all the rest of it. So I've adapted. But the family knows when I'm getting too claustrophobic from their mess, because I let that. We're all creative people. My husband is a welder, but he does like scroll work and stuff like blacksmithing. I guess it's like that, similar to that. So he does scroll work and all that sort of stuff. He's done stuff down at like the Versace Hotel down on the Gold Coast. He's done a lot of decorative work down there. Oh, wow. And all that sort of stuff. So he's quite a crafty person as well, although he would never admit that. But yeah, so, and my 15-year-old is very crafty. So inherently there's mess. But Bec will know, like, Bec is a little bit messier than me when she's crafting and doesn't clean up after herself. And I've accepted that because that's Bec. So I clean up after her, and she walks in here on a Wednesday and everything's just so. Everything is just how it should be and where it should be. But that's how I work. That's how my brain works. That's how I function. And my 13-year-old is very much the same as me, although she's not a crafty person. Though,
well, that's what she reckons.
That's what she says. So sewing's not my thing, Mum. But, you know, we've won first prize in the Kingaroy show for a quilt. And everything has to be just so. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's my favourite TV series of all time. Yeah. Okay, so this one's a bit of a hard one for me, but it might be easy for you. What's your favourite book?
My favourite book is called The Inconvenient Child.
Sorry.
It's actually a true story.
Yeah. I could rattle off a few names.
I can't remember the name of the author at the moment. Yeah. Well, it's
eluding you, but that's the name of the book, The Inconvenient Child.
Yeah. Okay. The lady who wrote it is the child.
Oh, okay.
It's her story.
Autobiography. Okay, yep. And is that a genre that you gravitate towards?
No.
No? Okay.
No,
so what is your normal genre?
I don't know. It probably is because I like Angela's Ashes.
Oh, yeah.
Written by...
I know the book, but I can't think of the author either.
And then the next one...
We'll list these all down underneath the video, so you can go and have a look if any of this sort of stuff interests you. So.
And the next one after that one was Tis.
Yep.
And then I've read The Hobbit. I like that.
Okay, so...
I was glued to that book.
So fantasy.
Yeah.
Type. Okay, cool. Anything else?
No, because I'm not really much of a book reader. So when I find a book that I like, like I haven't read one in years. The last one I read was The Inconvenient Child.
And what drew you to it? Like, why is it your favourite?
I don't know. I was in Big W.
Okay.
One day shopping. And
the title probably... I would pick it up because of the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it made me laugh straight away.
And the picture on the front of the cover, like it was a picture of her.
Oh, okay, yep. As a child or as an adult?
Yes, as a child.
Ooh.
And she's Australian. She's from Australia.
Okay, cool. I might have to go and have a look at that. And
I've got it
on my bookshelf for the children to see. If nothing else, I'll see that. And it'll be interesting to see which one thinks it's about them. Yeah. So fantasy and autobiography is what you gravitate to. Okay, cool. So, all right. Well, my favourite book, what would I say my favourite book is? I read a lot of different books, but I would have to say that Anne of Green Gables.
Oh, yeah.
Is probably my favourite book. It is my favourite book. And it's not the whole book that's my favourite. It's certain parts that I can relate to.
Yeah.
Of her feeling, the feelings that she feels and her imagination and all that sort of stuff. I can really relate to some of that stuff. Like I can really get where she's coming from and how she's feeling and stuff like that. So that would have to be my favourite, and turns out that my 15-year-old loves that book as well. Oh. It was her first novel that she read when she was 6. She went to school with it. They rang me and said, do you realise she's come to school with your book? And I'm like, no, that's her book. She's reading it. So we got the one from Scholastic, so I think I've never actually read that one. I read the first one, like the one that you just buy at a bookshop, whereas the Scholastic ones, I think they're condensed a little bit. They're not as big words and stuff like that. But in saying that, I've never read it, so I don't know. I'd have to go and have a flick through it.
Yeah.
And I love to read. My favourite genres of books is mystical, so witches, warlocks, vampires, werewolves, all that sort of stuff. When I'm not reading that style of book, I actually read a lot of not self-help books, medical books, like alternative therapies and stuff like that. I love it. I just like learning about it, and it gives me different options. So if I'm not feeling well, sometimes, you know, I can go to a doctor and they'll want to give me antibiotics. I'll go, no, I'll come home and make my own antibiotic, but I'm not silly about it. Like if I get to a point where I'm not healing and I'm not getting to where I need to be, I will go and see my doctor, and I'm lucky my doctor is happy to work with that. So, and over the years I've always read those. So after reading something heavy like that, I sort of then go to the mystical stuff and read that. So yeah, but my favourite book would have to be Anne of Green Gables.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
And favourite music?
Very eclectic. I like lots of different things.
Go and tell them what you told me.
My favourite singer
Yep.
is Johnny Cash. I grew up with Johnny Cash. I love Johnny Cash.
And I won't say what I said.
I don't care.
That's fine. It's your taste. I just know that we won't be listening to music together because it is polar opposites. But then that's us anyway.
Yeah,
we are polar opposites. Bec's very laid back. I'm more go get 'em. So
Let's do this.
Yeah, got to do this. Let's go. So is he the only favourite singer that you have, or do you have other ones?
I have other ones.
Yep.
At the moment, I'm liking Billie Eilish.
Yeah, Savannah's into her.
Yeah,
I like some of her songs. Yeah. She's Australian.
I don't
New
know.
Zealand.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah, I don't know.
George Ezra. I love.
What's he sing? What's she sing?
He.
He. I know George as a girl. Maybe Georgie.
I can't think.
Country?
No. He's. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, I'll have to
look it up.
Gee, thanks. Look it up. Alrighty, my favourite, and that's all your favourite music?
I've got lots.
But you're very eclectic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you listen to anything, so
Yes.
you're happy with anything.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's okay. That's okay then. We may be able to listen to the same music then. 80s,
like
80s
80s
music.
and 90s,
Yeah, 80s music. We often play 80s music
Yeah.
here, and then I try to test her trivia on 80s music. Yeah, no, she's no good at that.
I like.
Yeah, but then, you know, like
Because
you
I
were
grew
a
up.
baby.
Yeah, I was.
You were a baby in the 80s. I'm sorry, you didn't grow up in the 80s. You were a baby in the 80s. You were a 90s girl, and
Yeah.
that's when you were a teenager and
Yes.
stuff like that. So yeah,
Late 80s is when I sort of
would have just started.
Yeah, because of my older sister.
Yeah,
So we were singing and that together on the walking to the bus and whatnot.
Cool. So I like Eagles and Creedence Clearwater, so you bluegrass type stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit hillbilly too. But not as bad as Johnny Cash. Come on. So yeah, so I have seen Eagles live in concert, and basically I was really happy with that. That was back in the 80s when I seen them. I never got to see Creedence. Australia's a long way from anywhere, and a lot of bands never used to come to see. So that's from that genre of music. I'm quite eclectic as well, and from the pop side of things, Madonna. So I can actually go through the decades. So in the 1970s, I listened to a lot of Eagles, Creedence Clearwater, and because of my dad, ELO and Hot Chocolate. Tragic names for bands back then, I swear. But so I listened to that sort of stuff. Early 80s, I was still I've always been into Eagles and Creedence Clearwater, and then late 70s, early 80s, got right into the Australian rock scene. So even though I was only young, my parents were quite young, so there was a lot of that music around me as well, and music was a big deal in our house. We always had the radio going. There was always music playing and stuff like that. while we don't play instruments or sing, we were very passionate about our music. So there was a lot of Cold Chisel, Angels, all those sort of Rose Tattoo and all that leading into the 80s. And then I left home, and that's sort of when I got into the pop genre, which were, well, while I was still at home, and I don't want to admit this, but I was right into Wham, Madonna and Cyndi Lauper. They were my 3 early 80s, really early stuff. And then as we progressed into the 90s, I hit my full-on going out partying stage. I always struggled to get into clubs and everything because I looked like a child trying to get into like a baby trying to get into a club. So I used to not get into clubs quite when I was young, and I was already settled down in a relationship, so there wasn't a lot of opportunity for getting out and about. Once I left my first husband, well, look out world, here I come. Well, that's when I hit the rave scene. Yeah. And the dance music, and or the doof doof music as people call it. So I was heavily into listening to that music, mainly because I was working in the hospitality industry. So I was hearing it all the time. I was around it all the time. My friends were considerably younger than me as well. I've always been the oldest out of all my friends. Generally, they're all 6 to 10 years younger than me. It either says that I'm blending in okay and I'm really cool, or I'm very immature. You can take it any way you want to. So, yeah, and then as I've got older, I've started getting into the more recent. And I tend to move with the times. Yeah. And move with the music. I like what I hear, and then I'll play that. And much to my girls' love of music as well, they're really happy that I'm a cool mum, as they say. I'm cool with my choice of music, and I do this when they say, oh, I'm cool. So, yeah, so that
makes you even cooler.
Apparently, that makes me dorky. And eye rolling. Teenagers, you've got to love them. They're very expressive. Yes. And my girls are very animated. Whew, you can really tell what they're thinking, especially Narralee.
Oh, yeah.
Narralee, oh, she's a classic. Wait till I get her on camera. Oh, my goodness. She is funny. She's very quick-witted, and she has a very dry, sarcastic sense of humour. And
yes,
if you are a sensitive soul, Narralee is not the friend for you. She's very much like me. She just tells you how it is. Yeah. And be damned with the consequences. As I was telling Bec yesterday, she wants me to go up to the school, and I told her, no, I'm not. I'm not going to say what you want me to say. And it's the first time I think I've ever put a muzzle on myself, but it's just not going to go over very well. But anyway, all right. Now, this one is a little bit tricky, and I even find it hard. It says, what one word best describes you? So I'm changing it to what phrase, or how you see yourself.
Oh, I see myself as a strong woman who's come a long way in the last few years. Prior to that, I was just meek and mild, and
I can attest for that. In the last 18 months, I've been teaching Bec to stand up for herself, that she doesn't have to take rubbish that people dump on her, children included.
Yeah, that's the hardest one.
Yeah, children included are not supposed to disrespect you that bad. So yeah, in the last 18 months, I would have to agree with that. Yeah. And she couldn't. I asked her, because it is a hard one. I did ask her before we come on camera, and she couldn't answer me. So the way I worded it was, how do you see yourself when you look in the mirror? What do you feel about yourself? So if you can't answer that question, rephrase it that way. Yeah. Yeah. And for me, I find the best way to describe me is someone that is not afraid to try anything. I get in and give it a go. I don't let anything intimidate me. Again, that's coming from my early childhood, where I was very intimidated by particular people in my life. And that comes through sheer determination that they were not going to control me with their narcissistic ways. Yeah. So I see myself as strong-willed, willing to, and I'm not afraid of failure, because if you failed at something, you've learnt something, is my motto. Yeah. From failure comes growth, and that's how I sort of see myself. Whether people agree with that or not, but that's how I see myself.
But I would agree. Yeah. Like, you do just get in and go, and you don't care what other people think.
No. Because it's none of my business what other people think of me.
No, exactly.
All I need to know is when I look in the mirror that I like the person that I see, and I do.
And that's good.
Yeah.
I like the person that I see in the mirror as well.
Did you always like the person that you seen in the mirror?
I don't think I really knew the person.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's a whole nother pleasure of conversation.
Yes.
But anyway, that is our 5 questions. As I said, we're only doing 5 at a time because there are 2 of us, and this has already taken us half an hour. And I know this because I got a tricky little light with a clock in it, and it's right in front of me. So, yeah. So that is those 10 questions. We'll, over time, have a few more about different things, about our journey in cross-stitching and stuff like that. These questions can be a little bit heavy.
That was, especially
the
one.
last one's a little bit heavy and can really put a damper on things, but...
time to change the mood up now.
Yeah, so now we're going to get into what you all came here for, which is our cross-stitching and what we have done this week. So, we will start with whips, and you can go first.
Okay. Here's my mushroom, which I have not done any more on, I don't think.
Didn't you do some? I thought you'd done another row.
No, I didn't.
Are you sure? It looks bigger.
I'm positive.
It looks bigger. There you go. Anyway.
I just didn't get around to that one.
Okay. I thought you did some on Monday. I'm positive you said you were working on it on Monday. Anyway, what would I know?
I don't know.
Maybe we're talking about it. Who knows?
Maybe I was thinking about doing it.
Maybe. I'll hold it up for
And
you.
I started this last night.
So we've got EFG. So you would have seen that on Instagram. You posted that up, and I did a repost this morning, and all you could see was the F. But we actually have an E and G now, so that's cool.
I did manage to get more done before
and
the
it's
video.
the Quilter's Cottage from it's so Emma Stitchery, and Laurie Holt is the designer. It's very cute.
Yes.
I love it. Oh, no, that's very cute.
Because it took me a while to get started to get in the right frame of mind.
You had a different colour.
Yes, I did. I had the buttercup.
Yeah, the buttercup. And there's a lot of white in it, so we changed it up to the burlap.
Yeah.
And that was the recommended, isn't it? You're doing the called for colours?
Yeah.
In that one?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because you did the whole cross-reference.
Yeah,
and that's the difference between Bec and I. You'll see that in a moment when I get into stuff.
So, like, because I went through and wrote down all the cross-reference.
So all the conversions. So this is for, because we have access to Cosmo thread here, because I stock it in store. So I kitted it, I basically said to Bec, go and just grab one skein of everything and put it into a bag. So that's her haul for this week. But yeah, and then
part of my haul.
And so she's done a cross-reference, so that's DMC and that's Cosmo. So
I found 3 in my haul, like, of what I could use.
Yeah.
But it gave me a start. So I've started and I'll...
Yeah, so you've got all the alphabet to do there, which is good. Yeah. So that'll get you along, and then you can get some more in and all the rest of it.
Yep.
Cool.
I'll just slowly plod along with it.
Awesome. So are you liking the burlap, working on that?
I'm liking this one, yes.
Yeah? Okay, cool. It is a little bit different than that. Well,
it's different.
Yeah, it is a little bit different, but yeah.
I'm liking it.
Yeah. I think it's good to mix up the fabrics and do what they call for and stuff like that. So, yeah.
It's the vintage cloth.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
and
liking
it's the burlap in colour, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but between the Ada and this, do you like them both, or? Much of much,
see,
really.
the Ada, that's a 16
I think
count.
that's 16, yeah.
So it is...
It's tiny.
Very tiny. Like, I don't mind...
Maybe even an 18, I don't know.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying this vintage cloth. This is the 10 count.
Yeah. And it's burlap in colour. Cool. All right, so I have some whips this week that I worked on. If you've been following me on Instagram, you would have seen that I've been popping up little posts. So starting with my first one. Looks like the lid was off it. I worked on my mushroom again. And I got some more done on it. So last week I had finished the whole top of the mushroom, and I started working down the bottom. So it's a little mushroom house type thing. So I did the door, and after I'd done it, it looks like a TARDIS. But this pattern actually calls for backstitching, considering it's a pincushion, I'm not even going to bother. Like, it's just around the door that I've got to do the back stitching, and then there's like some zigzags through the grass. The way it's set out, and I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to, it's going to get used. It's probably never going to get seen. It'll probably be under a pile of fabric most times. So it was more just to practice to see if I liked it. And I've just got to the point now where I just want to get it done. So I'm hoping that this will be my first fully finished object next week. That's the challenge I've set for myself. So
as a pincushion?
As a pincushion, okay. Yeah, fully finished. Because when I got the kit, it also come with the stuffing for it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I only have the grass left to do down the bottom, 2 pot plants and 2 windows, and there is a little bit of back stitching for stems to the pink, which I don't think is coming up on camera very well. But yeah, that back stitching I will definitely do. But it's almost done, so I'm almost there. So I'm pretty happy with that. And look at all this floss that I've got left over.
Wow.
So I'll be able to start. This is this is supposed to be DMC, but I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like the other DMCs that I have, but I've got a couple of kits with the same numbers, so I'll compare the colours and see if they're the same and go from there.
Yep.
So I did a bit of work on that one. So I got the TARDIS door done. So it's now the Doctor Who mushroom. That's what Narrowlee called it the other day.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was quite funny.
Very fitting.
Yeah. So I did some more on my Laurie Holt Eat, Sleep, Stitch, Repeat. And I think
you think about that, don't you?
Yeah, every time there's a light grey. So I've not been super happy with this one. So I did do some more. I got some more done, so you can see there. And then I finished the second E, and then I realised it's too far over, and so I sort of cracked it. I think it's too far over. I've got to actually... Oh, that's right. I made a mistake in the counting. So you can see this E here is quite rounded. This one looks like it's been chewed up and spat out. I'm really struggling with this fabric. I don't know what to do, whether to continue on. And then I put it on my Facebook and I put it on Instagram, and the general consensus is if you don't like something, don't do it. So in saying that, I'm now giving this to Bec because she likes working on the vintage cloth. So now she can finish that. I just need that back. So I've decided that I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I am still going to do the chart. I'm just not going to do it on the vintage cloth. I just, like, in comparison, can you just bring yours up?
Yes.
So this is vintage cloth, 10 count, the same as the burlap. I don't know whether it's coming up on camera, but the holes are just so much bigger on the white one than they are on the burlap. And I'm thinking, is the burlap actually, it's still burlap, both of them. Is this more bleached and therefore the threads are more more moving more?
Yes.
Whereas this one feels a lot stiffer. This one
feels stiffer.
This feels really soft, and it just feels like that the what do you call them? The threads, the fibres are moving.
Yeah, the fibres, yep.
And I'm just not getting a nice... And I'm not normally this anal about stuff at all. Like, I'll just get in, have a go. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't get hung up on it. I've learnt something along the way, and that's the way I like to learn. But this is just doing my head in.
Which surprises me about you.
Yeah. It's surprising me as well. Like, it is doing my head in. And so the best thing to do when something's doing my head in is go, there you go, Bec, you like working on it, you can have it. If you don't like it, you don't have to finish it.
I'll have a try and see what I think. Compare the two.
You need that to finish the P. You're just going to have to leave the E the way it is, otherwise you've got to unpick it. That's
fine. It's all
Sorry.
good.
I don't have any more of that colour in Madeira, unfortunately. So it's either pull it all out and start again, or just continue on and turn it into a big pin cushion, because that'll be about 7-ish. And just stick pins where the E's not right.
Don't like you.
No one will see it. So that's what I decided to do. I did put up on Instagram. You'll have to tune in today to find out what I did. That's what I decided. And it takes a lot for me to give up. Anybody that knows me would be going, whoa, she just gave up.
Yeah.
And it's shocked. I'm not loving it. And I'm just so new to cross stitch. I don't want to get to that point where I'm just hating it.
Yeah.
And that will make me feel like I'm hating it. Yeah. So, excuse me. So, the best thing to do is move it on. So, I have decided, I've been trying to find a place where I can get fabric and stuff like that to try the different things. That was the reason that I got that. It was the call for fabric in it. I didn't use the call for threads because I only had Madeira or Cosmo here. So I just colour matched them as best as I could from the chart. So I will probably go with anything now. I will probably go no lower than 14 count. My goal is to get up to 28 count on an even weave and possibly even do a project on 32 count, which some of the charts that I have ordered, that's what the model has been made in. So that is my goal. That's where I'm progressing. I don't like 10 count, not doing it. I gave Bec the burlap because I'm not going to stitch on it. And the buttercup that she was going to use for her quilter's cottage, that will probably just go into a kitty for a giveaway and someone else can try it. If you don't like it, pass it on to someone else. I'm not offended by anybody moving stuff on, because what's the point of having it if you're never going to use it? And Bec may end up using it. I just don't know. She may just love it so much that, you know, because each to their own. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And all the rest of it. So, yeah. So, basically, that's what I decided to do with the Eat Sleep stitch.
Thank you.
Good luck. And may the force be with you. Okay, so you didn't get me. You don't need that.
Now I've got another whip.
Do you have that? You need that. There you go. You need that too.
Thank you.
Okay.
That there so I can finish it. So I know what I'm doing.
You'll need that to finish it. Sorry. Here, you can finish this off. No chart though. Alrighty. So I have, as you know, I joined the Fat Quarter Club, Chalkful Club. Sorry, the Fat Quarter Shop Chalkful Club. And I started doing that. We made a little bit of an error in understanding what this was the first one that I started, apart from that mushroom one.
Yeah, that's right.
So there was a bit of an error in understanding what I was supposed to be doing. So I'm just moving the needle out before I stab myself. And so I did a little bit more on this one. She's looking at it going, yeah, right, a little bit more. Good on you. So I managed to, do we have something to put behind it?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I managed to do some more of that. This is going to be like twice the size of everybody else's, but it's coming together really nicely. So I'm at the top of the jar now, though the three, I've still got to do the Smyrnas in the center of the two sunflowers, so the decorative ones, but I'm loving it. It's coming together nicely.
It looks so good.
I really do like it.
Yep.
And so I did a lot on that. I took Sunday completely off and I just sat there and did that here and there between the kids and, you know, making lunches and food and all that sort of stuff. So it's amazing how much you can get stitched in doing 45 minutes here, 10 minutes there, a few stitches here, a few stitches there. So I got that all done. And I'll probably look at that again on Saturday afternoon. I sort of just do one thing a day to keep me going. And because I have the attention span of a gnat when it comes to crafting, because I have to stitch all the things, it's good that I've got a couple of projects because I can just mix it up a bit and I don't get bored.
Yeah, that's it.
And the colours, you know, or the background or stuff like that. So that one is moving along nicely. I'm very happy with that one. My back is the back of it is a little bit here and there, but I'm getting better at it. So yeah, so that's good. I'm happy with that. You need that bit too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm happy with all that. There's that one. And then another work in progress. This was a start this week. I actually started my Christmas one because it has been taunting me.
Yeah, you've had it for a while.
I've had it for a while and I've wanted to start it. And I have just done this with my morning coffee this week.
Oh.
I think last night I did a little bit, but all this other stuff has been done with coffee. So I think that I did two little ones one afternoon. I had Nerily was doing some homework and I was sitting out here with her, so I did two of the things. But this is what I've done so far. This is on my Christmas one. It's called Christmas Traditions. The whole piece is 240 stitches by 240 stitches. So it's a big one. I've started 2 inches in and just started going. and see how the different ways of stitching do different things on the back. So I'll show you in a minute on the back. So this one here was really quick. That went down so quick, and so did this one as well.
Yeah.
I thought that there was a bit of an issue with the pattern because the beginning and was a little bit bigger, went out this way a little bit too far, but then when you got to the other side it did the same thing, and that's because the bottom here goes out a little bit to continue on the border, so that was just putting me off a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just thought, oh God, don't tell me I've got to unpick that, but
it's right now.
It's right. I didn't make a mistake. Right. It's just the way it is. Which I knew I hadn't made a mistake because I followed the chart. So it had to be the designer that would have made the error, not me, because I was following the chart. So that's the pattern that I'm doing, which is the first top corner of it, and I'll just grab the picture out. It's not a very clear picture on this one, but nonetheless it's a picture. Just grab it out. So I'm doing, it's 2 birds on a heart pot plant type thing, so you can see there up in the corner, so that's where I've started. It's a very pretty piece.
It is. And
I can't wait. I'm doing it as a whole piece. I was going to do it as individual bits, but given how big it is, I decided to go with that. Do the whole thing in one go, and then I'll just frame it, and that'll just get set up at Christmas time. That on the wall with all my other stuff. So that's coming along really nice. I'm really happy with the progress of that, considering I started it Tuesday
would have been, yep.
Yeah, Tuesday. And that was one that was kit out all the way, so yeah, that was I was pretty happy with that. And the progress, it's quite like I know I'm only doing the border, but just looking at the chart and everything is quite an easy stitch. It's not too hard. It's very symmetrical and all the rest of it. So that is all my whips in progress.
Well done.
All right, so the next one is haul. What did you get this week?
What did I get this week? Well, first of all,
she went shopping at Darvanalee Design Studio, and you can find all these on our Etsy store, which we'll list down below.
Yeah.
So we don't have many. We're just slowly building our stock up. Only a very small store, so I'm limited for space. But yeah, I do have. There's quite a few colours there. So yeah,
it's a good starter range to choose from.
Yeah, and you've got variegateds in there as well.
Yeah, I've got variegateds. I love the variegateds. I can't wait to use them.
So they're some of the colours in the variegators. They're very, very vibrant. I like this one's my favourite. And I'm not usually a pink girl, but I do love this one. Like, you see that? That's gorgeous. It's got the same colours as me. So so basically I just said, go and grab one of each and kit yourself up. So now she's got that.
Yay. Okay. And I got some Ada.
Oh yeah, I bought us some Ada.
Boarding count.
Yep.
But that's for a special project.
Yes.
That's a stitch along.
Yep. That's for our Halloween stitch along, so we got that in.
Yep, so we're waiting for that to start so we can...
Yeah, that gets, what's the 1st of October?
1st of October.
They're just putting all the kit lists and everything together now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I can't wait to do that. That's going to look so good. And also, this one. This has arrived. It's, are they little, they're like little...
They're little doll, look like little dolls. It's Craft Village. It is 14 count.
Yeah.
And, which is not ticked, but it is 14 count.
It is 14 count.
Yeah. And it is stenciled, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a stenciled one. It comes with the chart as well, but...
Yeah, so you can count it or you can stencil it, so
I thought that'd be something a bit different to just counting and...
I've actually got one of these coming as well to do with my daughter. She thinks that she wants to get into cross stitch, so that's it there. So you can see it's very cute. So yeah.
To find a frame for it now after I get it done.
Yeah, you probably have to frame it yourself. And it comes with all the floss and everything as well. So that's cool.
It was a good little kit.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
So
what
that's
else?
that.
Yep.
And also,
I told you she's been shopping.
Last night I actually went shopping on Etsy.
Yeah, one of the patterns she sent through to me, I so want to get it, but it's so inappropriate. I'm not even going to mention what it is.
It's so funny.
We'll leave a link down below and you can go and have a look yourself.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll put not appropriate cross stitch, so you know which one it is, so you can use your own discretion whether you want to go and look at it or not. It's not overly offensive, but some may find it offensive, so not the one that she's about to show you now, the one that we'll link down below. I really liked it. I thought it was great.
So this one was just a download pattern, but I saw it and I fell in love with it. I thought it was gorgeous.
It is very pretty. Yeah. That is so pretty. And this was from a Russian designer.
Yes, she designs.
Yeah, no.
There was another one as well that she has that I'm like, oh.
I'm not usually a floral bird. I like reefs. I do love reefs. I love reefs. But I'm not usually. I think that's
probably what drew.
Yeah, I think that's probably because that reef is beautiful. Like I love it, and the flowers in it are absolutely gorgeous. So you've got some like vintage roses and stuff in there with a bit of looks like wisteria. Didn't know that about me either, did you? No. I know flowers too. So so basically it's got some bluebells in it, a few roses and
anything else?
No, I don't know that one. My grandfather actually used to breed flowers. My great-grandfather used to breed flowers, and there's actually a flower called Gillam's Whites that he crossbred and bred the flower. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
GILLHAM'S Whites. It was the white flower of this particular.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he bred it. So, it's a little bit of family history there. My great-grandfather was also the gardener at Kirribilli House.
Oh.
Yes, we come from a long line of green thumbs.
Very good.
Yeah, and my grandfather was an avid vegetable gardener.
Yeah.
My grandmother was a flower gardener as well, so I know flowers and vegetables. Yeah. So yeah, my mum used to play at Kirribilli House.
There you go.
So for those that don't know what Kirribilli House is, it's where the governor lives in Sydney, near the Harbour Bridge in North Sydney, so on the north side. Yeah.
Yep. So that's that one. That's interesting.
There you go.
More about Nicole.
Yeah, I don't often talk about my past or anything like that, but yeah, there you go. Something else that you can know about me now. So is that all you got this week?
Yes, that is.
That's it.
The one I spoke about last week that was, still coming across.
Yeah.
It landed in Australia last night. So
very exciting stuff. It's here in Australia, but we just don't have it yet because we are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So my haul.
Your haul. Let's go.
So I ordered a lot of this stuff a few weeks ago, and it's taken a little while to get to me. We've had public holidays and stuff like that as well, which just slows things up. But I also went shopping at Darvanalee Designs, and Bec went shopping for me, and I just put in the kit. So we've got all those in there. And as I said, we've got the variegateds as well. So that's Cosmo Seasons, and then that's just your regular floss. And I just put them all in there. I'm going to get a bobbin winder, and I'm going to spool them all up. Like I've got my Madeira, and I'll have DMC ones and all that sort of stuff. So I've got that together. I haven't done it. Like you think I would have done it when I got the Cosmo in store, but I haven't done any hand stitching. So I just thought I'd just leave them there.
Yeah.
We went away for a retreat, and young Mia.
That was the first retreat, wasn't it?
First and second. Oh. The responsible adults and people that were supposed to be watching her didn't stop her from coming into my shop. And yeah, we have extra white in our kit, and we have extra pale green in our kit.
We have a few of those.
And the variegated I pulled out, that was another one that she got into as well. She doesn't come out here anymore when that was a year ago now, over a year ago. So she doesn't come out of here anymore, which is good. And Poppy got in trouble because he let her out here, so he makes sure that she doesn't come out of here anymore. Because this Mima gets quite angry about her sewing room when people touch it. I'm not real happy about that. Alrighty, so I went shopping at the Fat Quarter Shop, as you know, a couple of weeks ago. I placed 2 orders within a week of each other. So some of that stuff has arrived in. So I've got the cross stitch journal from It's So Emma Stitchery. It's enough for 50 projects, I think it is. It's got, if you haven't seen 50. It, yeah, it's 50 projects. So you've got your list there. So I've got all my starts there. I'm probably not going to get another one. I think I can just use a notebook, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Being new, you know, you want to try all the gadgets and see what's out there. So you've got, you know, you can have how much time you've spent. You can use what flosses you've used and all that sort of stuff. So if you want the numbers for the Madeira and what Cosmos I've used, I've written them down there, and how many hours I've spent on it. So that eat, sleep, what is it? Eat, sleep, stitch, repeat. See, I would eat, stitch, sleep, repeat. Yeah, so I think it's worded wrong. Sorry, Laurie. But yeah, it just, I didn't do it in the called for colours. I used what I had on hand because that's what I do. Yeah. I don't need to go by the book, and I'm a rule breaker, so yeah, I like to break the rules. If there's a rule to be broken, and I'm not talking about laws, I'm talking about rules in sewing or anything like that. If there's a rule, I'll break it. I'll find a quicker way, I'll break it, I'll go against the trend, all that sort of stuff to find. And I don't end up with a worse off finish. Sometimes I do, but I'd go 98% of the time, it turns out just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
Because that's how you learn new techniques, that's how you speed up your stitching time, that's how you can stitch all the things by breaking the rules. So yeah, so I've spent 3.5 hours on that. And that's all I've got done because it just kept moving on me and it just wasn't sitting right. So it'd be interesting to see if you can stitch quicker on it or not. But I think it's just a different fabric altogether to that burlap, and I do believe it's because it's bleached.
Yeah.
It looks to be bleached.
It's making a big difference.
So in saying that, I was going to do this on 10 count vintage cloth, but I've decided that I am actually going to do it on a 14 count on the white. I am not using the same colours, called for colours. I'm actually going to kit it out myself with what I've got here. So I've got that's come in. She believed she could, and so she did. So that's for my quilting room, and it's going to be on the white because it's going to be all white out here. So I won't change the Aida cloth to a different colour. But then again, I haven't started it yet, so we'll just have to see where I end up. So I've got that one. And then I got these two came in. So I've got summer and we have spring. And this is going to, while I'm holding this one up, we've got some plans for this one. So I'll just sit that there. Okay. So I've got those. And then I've got to get the other two for those, which I have in my wish list. I also got... I just thought this was cute. I had to get it because I'm doing the Chalkful Club. I thought I would get a little needle nanny, and I'm going to collect all the ones. If they've got different ones for each one, I'm going to collect them because it's for my first club, and I usually collect the firsts of things. So yeah, so there's another thing that you didn't know about me as well.
There you go.
Yep. And I got these for when I'm doing the finishing, because I'm going to do the finishing very similar. But I got these pins to go for the pin cushion, and I had to get those because they had a sunflower in them. They're not necessary, but I got those because they're necessary, and I got those just because. So, but they're cute. Like,
they are. They
I could use that. Cute. I could use that with Halloween. Like that has got a little what do you call them? Crow, blackbird, crow, whatever you want to call them. Raven.
Lots of names.
We call them crows here.
Yes.
Ravens are smaller than a crow, and then there's blackbirds, which are smaller than ravens.
Oh, there you go.
Mm. Nature I know about too. I read a lot of book to learn.
Yeah.
Lots of, and probably where my girls get the thirst of learning from.
Yeah.
Is doing that sort of stuff. So
most probably,
because they've always seen me doing it. Like I know that Savannah reads because she's always seen me with a book in my hand. I always have some sort of book. Now it's just my iPad. So narrowly walks around with an iPad. So yeah, and then I also have been looking for, so you would have known that I found Journey of a Stitcher, where I'm getting a lot of my charts from. She has been awesome this week. There's been a few things that she hasn't had in her store that I've sent her a message going, hey, can you get this? And she's getting them in for me. So again, they're summer, winter, autumn and spring, but they're long ones. They'll be for in the kitchen. Whereas these other little ones here will probably be for out here, and they'll be in a wreath on the door or something along those lines. Yeah,
You're already planning that ahead.
I'm planning.
You know what you want.
I know what I want. I know what I like. I know what I want. Know what to do. So yeah. So basically, she's got those. She's ordered that in for me, so I should get them in the next couple of weeks because it takes a little time to get here. And then I was on her site the other day, and I sent her a message. I seen what's it called?
I think that was the tree.
Jack Frost Forest. Tree forest or something along those lines. It's a tree one. Anyway, I'll have to find what it is. And if Journey of Stitch is watching, I'm not actually affiliated with her or anything like that. I just love her store. I love her customer service. I love that she's willing to help her customers and that she posts out really quick. And best of all, she's here in Australia. Yes, so most of the patterns that she has are available over on the Fat Quarter shop and in America. But for us Australians here, we need to support our Australian businesses. Otherwise, we are going to be paying through the yoo-hoo for postage forevermore if we don't. So I am making it my mission to support local businesses, and that's what I've been doing. I have been researching, I have been hunting, I have been finding. So if you come across our Flosstube and you're an Australian business that sells cross-stitch stuff, by all means, leave a comment down below. Yeah, leave the link to your store. We'd love to come and suss you out. We aren't asking for giveaways. We aren't asking for discounts. No. We're not asking for anything like that. We just want to shop at really good Australian shops, businesses, whether online or bricks and mortar. We'd like to know where they are. On that, I have been shopping around and I have found somewhere that sells fabric for cross stitch here in Australia. They, again, posted out really quick. I ordered on Sunday. I had this yesterday. They are in Port Macquarie in New South Wales. They are called, get it out, they are called Sew It All Australia, or SIA. So that is what it looks like, their logo on their website. They are an online store. They are reasonably priced. I was really happy with the fabrics. Now, if I bought this stuff from the Fat Quarter shop or somewhere in the States that was selling all the dyed fabric and stuff like that, because we're new, we don't know where to go, they are actually coming in a lot cheaper even with the postage. The postage was only $7.70, which is under a parcel post, because it is $8.55 and they only charge $7.70. As I said, I ordered that on the 18th. I had it yesterday, which was the 21st. So it went out really quick. It did, yep. Really quick, and it got to us really quick, and we're not in a business hub. We're out, we're in a remote area. Yeah, so we're out. So that come really quick. So what did I get? I got Bec and I some plain white Ada, so we can coffee tea dye that for the Halloween one, and we are actually going to we're going to film us doing that to see if it works out or not. But we're actually going to use the Housewives of Cross Stitch tutorial. There's a few tutorials out there, but we're going to use their one because that's the first one I come across. So I'm going to use their one. And then as we progress, we'll use other people's tutorials. But we'll film it as we're going so you can see how it turns out and all the rest of it. But it's not our tutorial. It is someone else's. So just a heads up for that one. So I got the plain white one. And then I seen this and I couldn't go past it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it's black. And it's black. Very black. And it's 14 count. It's 50 by 45. It was $14.95. I don't know if that's cheap or not, or whether it's expensive because, as I said, haven't shopped around much. No, and we're new. And I'm just, just selecting a shop. This was just a random search on Google, and I ordered from it. So I got that. And my theory is, I'll get a few things to see if the quality is consistent throughout. And then I got this one, which is called Dryscape. And I'm going to take this one out because the packet won't do it any justice. It is it's going to come out nicely, so it's the only way it's going to come out. It's a mottled one, and I don't know if you can see it. It's got it's a greeny sort of colour. And I thought this would be nice for, I don't know what, but I just liked it. It looks really good, so you can see. But, in saying that, I might even coffee tea dye that and see what we end up with. Do some experiments. I like to experiment too, mad scientist. And then, as I was just about to, I was just going to get those. So the plain white was $9.95 for a 45 by 50, and then the others were $14.95. So that was pretty good, I thought. But then I don't know, because I haven't shopped at many shops for fabric or anything like that.
Yep.
But as I was just about to log out, I seen that they had I went and had a look at the even weave, the 28 count. And I've never sewn on that, so I just thought, I'll get a piece and try it, sort of thing.
Try it out.
As I was about to, and I was going through all the things, and they had like lots of printed stuff and different colours and all that sort of stuff. And then as I was just about to click out, I seen that they had variety packs. This variety pack was, multi-pack, sorry, is $28. And this is what I got in it. So I got, they're all different sizes. So there's some white. Then there's like another piece of white, but it's sort of slightly darker, not as white. It's like a little sort of like off-white. Yep. Then I would call this like a mushroom colour, I suppose. And then we've got, it's white again, but a little bit different shade of white. Like I didn't know there's different shades, but it's got a yellowy tinge to it. And the camera's probably not picking it up. How cute is that? That is just awesome. Little paw prints. I absolutely love that. And I actually have a project in mind for it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to use it, and I was going to palm it. They're cat prints, aren't they? Not dog.
No, they're dog.
Dog. They're dog, yeah. Yeah, they're dog. I wasn't going to use it. I was going to give it to Bec, but then I come across a project, and I'm going to show you that in a minute that I'm going to do on it. And then there's this one, which I really like that one, and I'm probably going to get some of that. I'm pretty happy with that colour. And then there's sort of a lighter one of the mushroom. The colour is just not happening today. Then there's a yellow, and this one's a little bit stiffer than the rest. Like that, is that coming up? That's not even coming up yellow.
No.
Like, yeah, I'll have to take a picture of the colours with some better lighting.
Yeah.
And then there's this one here. This is quite nice. This is vibrant. This is a vibrant blue. That's pretty true.
Yeah.
That's coming up on the camera there.
Yep.
Yep. And then there's this green one. And I thought this was good because there's smaller pieces, so I can do smaller projects and all the rest of it. And then I can actually try it. And I'm not forking out, because I think a metre of it was like $60 or something.
Okay.
But that was a metre by $1.80. So that was not
pretty
huge.
huge.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
So that was my even weave that I got. And so I was really happy, really stoked with that one. And then after I was looking through, I just thought I had to do this. So I come across this pattern. So I got this book from the news agency, Cross Stitch Crazy, and this pattern was in it, these ones here, and I thought that would be perfect for it.
That is going to be perfect for that one.
So yeah, I thought that would be perfect for that. So I don't know which one I'm going to do. I might just do the Dalmatian with the paws. I might do them. I don't know yet on that. But I definitely want to start these because I want to make these for Savannah, my daughter. She will absolutely love those. Absolutely love them. So yeah, so that is my haul for this week. Which is
shove it all my way.
Huge. Yeah, I can have it all back now. I was just sitting it there. Sorry. So yeah, that was my week of haul and all that I got. But as I said, that was 2 different orders, and they just happened to come in within a couple of days of each other. One came in on Friday, and the other one came in on Monday, Tuesday. So there was a few days in between them. So I'm pretty happy and excited that haul's all come in. Have you kitted anything out? Are you getting ready to start anything?
No.
Other than those, no. She's only going to have a couple on the go.
I can't do too many at once.
I sort of want to do different ones each day. Whether I start this one, it's the same one you're working on, the Quilter's Cottage. Because I'm doing some renovation out here, I do want to get some of these done that I've designated for the sewing room. I didn't do any more on my diamond painting this week. That just sort of got pushed to the wayside. But I managed to kit out my Quilter's Cottage. So I showed this last week. I got this. But Bec was saying that she likes to just stick to the book and doesn't like to change the numbers up or the threads or anything like that. And she's got all these colours because these are all just Cosmo ones. So I think that's a better light grey. That's a dark. That's a light. But anyway, so I had already had some 14 count here that I'm going to do on it because I decided that I wasn't going to do it on the 10 count. So I had that there. And then I just grabbed these colours out for it, out of my Cosmo. So these are absolutely gorgeous. And they're going to pop against it. You can see that there.
They look good.
Yeah. And these, all I didn't even do a comparison. I didn't look at the list that Bec had done or anything like that. That's the white, and then I've got Madeira yellow in there for the center of the flowers. All I did is I basically just grabbed the chart, and Bec watched me do it because I did it just before we started filming, and I just went through that big pack and I just color matched to that chart there of the colors. So you can see there that it's got colors on it, and I got as close as I possibly could, and so that's the colors that I'm going to go with. So that's kitted out now, and I can start that at any time. When I'm going to start it, I don't know, but knowing me, it'll be in the next couple of weeks because I do want to have them finished for when we're finished renovating out here.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So, and yeah, I'm getting, like, it's not a big piece, so I think I can get that done. It's got a lot of letters in it, a lot of single rows and stuff like that, so it'll be pretty quick. And I'm super excited to do those quilts. They're so adorable. So yeah, I'm kitted out and ready to go for that one. When I start these ones, I don't know, but it's set aside there. Yeah, so I've got as I said, my birthday's coming up, and I thought that I would do a sew along. So I just wanted to check I'll have to check, and I'll leave a link down below to Journey of a Stitcher. I'm pretty sure she has these on her site for Australian people and any Americans that might want to do it, or UK. Fat Quarter Shop have it there for them. But Journey of a Stitcher does ship worldwide, so she's happy to ship it out. Any of her stuff out is from that's the gist I got from the conversation. So I will put a link down below. But I thought, in my household, we have my daughter's birthday, which was on the 8th, and then mine's on the 27th. Then my husband's is on the 21st of September, and then my 15-year-old daughter is on the 6th of October, and then we've got Mia on Halloween, and that makes us pretty much all spring babies. So I thought, in honour of all our birthdays, we would have a sew-along, and I'm going to try and get this done in spring. So that's my goal for myself. For anybody else, you can take as long as you want. It'll just go as long as you want. So this is the sew along. It's how exciting. This is our first sew along. So that's where we're actually doing it. So we're going to have it as hashtag Nicole and Bec Spring. Yeah. Okay. So you just got to have Nicole and Bec Spring with the hashtag on Instagram. Whether Bec likes it or not, she's starting it. And
there we go. I've got a whip starting soon.
So, and you only have to do it. You don't have to do it all in spring. My goal for myself is to get it done. So you can sew along with us. I think that's going to be a good one. And it is from Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's seasonal celebrations. And as I said, I will put all the links down below where you can grab that from. I'm sorry I don't have any discount codes or anything. I just decided to do this morning. But I thought that would be a good one in honour of all our birthdays, because everyone that lives in this house has a birthday within 3 weeks of each other. So if you want to jump on board with that, the links are down below. And don't forget to tag us, Darvanalee Design Studio, and the hashtag is Nicole and Bec Spring. So
that's it.
Yeah, spring. So it's good. Spring, because spring is springing.
It is.
I know for Americans, you're going into autumn and you're doing fall stitching and all that sort of stuff, but got to stick it where it is. Hey?
Yeah, we're down here.
That's right. That's exactly right. Now, we have a couple of shout outs. I have been, Bec has been slowly binge watching a couple that I've been recommending.
Yes.
So I've been doing the common threaded stitcher that Kia B had organised with a few other people, Jen Lee and Pam and Steph, and a few other people that I'm not real familiar with, but I'm very familiar with those ones. They done the Common Threaded Stitcher, and so I've started to meet a few people through there and taken some of the suggestions and been going. I haven't commented on everybody's things, but I have been liking where I've seen them and getting in there where I can, and I've been posting for the different things as well. Not every day, but I've been posting for ones that I can. Like, I don't really have a thread stash, and you know, I don't have a favourite non-stitchy, like a non-sewing area, like stitchy area. Yep. Which was one, so somewhere outside of the house or anything like that. I don't have a guilty pleasure, because if I had a guilty pleasure, I'd have to say sewing. Because sometimes I feel a little bit guilty that I'm out here all the time, because it is my job. But I came across Carla because they said to Google, not Google, to YouTube search Flosstube 1. And I happened to come across Carla Being Crafty. Well, Carla and I I've watched all of Carla's stuff. I basically binge watched. She kept me company while I was stitching the week before last week. So it's been the whole week that I've done it. And Carla will probably know, because I've commented on all the videos. Yeah, and we both celebrated birthday in the same month. She's at the beginning, I'm at the end. So that's sort of how we, that was the first comment that I sort of left. And now we've sort of found each other on Instagram. I gave her a shout out for favourite Flosstube, because at that time she was and still is. I've gone and watched her one that was just released on Saturday. Go over, have a look. She's new, like us, to cross stitch. I think she started back in March. Yep. She seems like a very lovely, down-to-earth lady. She does diamond painting as well, and she's doing all her cross-stitching, and she's got some works in progress, and she's great to watch. She keeps you company. That very down-to-earth sort of person. That's the vibe I get from her.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Another
good.
one that I came across was Stitching with George, and she's managed to get her daughter into stitching as well. So that's been pretty exciting. She's got about 4 videos up. I think Carla's up to 7 or 8 now. And yeah, so Stitching with George. And it was quite funny, because I had that magazine I just showed you. I was watching, and I'm like, gee, she looks familiar. Oh, maybe I've watched her in something else. Maybe she's been in something else. And then I think it was her second or third video come up, and she mentioned that she was in the magazine. And I'm like, oh my God. And I just have to put this up against there so you can't see that chart. But here she is in the magazine. So Stitching with George, I'm like, oh, I watch her channel. So a little bit of a fangirling moment. But yeah, she's an English lady. I love her accent. Yeah. she's really cool. So she's only got 4 videos up, but she actually got her daughter to stitch as well. And then on the weekend, I found this channel, and I don't think Becca's gone over to watch this one. I sent the link, but I said to her, you've got to go and watch them. They're a hoot to watch. And that's Stitching with my bestie. Gina and Tina are absolutely fabulous, and they talk about a retreat that they went to in their 3rd video, and they just show us all their works and all the rest of it. And they're pretty much like, they sort of remind me of Beck and I. We're just having a really good time together and having a really good giggle and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so they're my shout outs for this week, and also Journey of a Stitcher as well, and Sew It All Australia are my shout outs for this week.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's been a big week this week. We have,
huge.
Yeah, it has been a massive week of cross stitching and all the rest of it. And I've learnt lots about the different fabrics and stuff like that. And it's been really good to get the fabric in my hand and feel the difference and see the difference. And you know, like as a new cross stitcher, you look at this stuff and you go, what the hell are they talking about? You know, and not everybody's very descriptive in their videos and stuff like that. And so, you know, you've really got to search to find what you're looking for, and it is a bit of a struggle sometimes to find things. But we're getting there. We're getting through everything. We're starting to like we both like to start with a loop method on our cross stitch. We really like that. I like the sewing method where you sort of do one at a time, don't you? You do the stab and... No,
that's only on...
on the letters, you just do them one at a time.
On this?
Yeah.
Because that's what they recommended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or was that you?
I don't know.
Did you tell me that?
I told you that yesterday,
yes, that was you. Do them one at a time.
Yeah, because it gives you a better finish.
Yeah, but with the mushroom...
Yeah, you're just doing the...
I'm doing the...
Yeah, row.
Doing the row and then go back.
Yeah, so travelling.
Travelling, yeah.
Yeah. And on my Christmas one, I'm doing that a little bit different. I'm actually doing 1 X at a time, but using the sewing method. So I complete the X. I don't go right along the row.
Oh, yeah.
I actually complete the method, whereas the travelling one, you go right along and then you come back.
Yes.
Whereas on that one, I'm actually completing each X individually.
Yeah, like I am that.
But using the sewing method still, not doing not going, you know how you're coming up
yes,
through.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, so yeah, you're coming, you go down and then you put your hand underneath and then you bring it back up. I'm staying on top of my fabric and doing the sewing method, which I'll have to show you because it's so much quicker.
No, you have shown me.
Have I? Did I? Oh, yeah, I did too. That's right. Yeah.
And I've tried it.
Yep, and you don't like it?
And I don't like it.
Okay.
There you go. There's another difference.
Yep. Chalk and cheese. Chalk and cheese, people. Chalk and cheese. But it's good because we both then get a broad spectrum of knowledge across 2 different styles. And there is different names. I will find what they are. I can't remember them off the top of my head. I can't remember where I watched it. So I will actually get what the difference is between the 2 different styles. Because one's a particular way and one's another way, and they're from different areas of the world.
Yes, because what I was watching Fat Quarter Shop last night.
Okay, yep.
And she was talking about the English method, and then there was a Danish method.
That's it, yeah, English and Danish. Which is the 2? What's the difference between the 2?
The English is where you complete the X.
X, yep. And the sewing method is...
And I don't know if it was the sewing, not the sewing method like that, but as you go along, do the journey.
Yeah.
Or travelling.
That
was Danish.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. I'll do some research.
That was late last night.
Yeah. It depends when you watch these things how much you retain, but I'll do some extra research and then actually write that down because, you know, we've got a quilting channel as well, so there's a lot of our quilters that don't cross stitch are watching this Flosstube, so it's good for them to have that knowledge as well. So, and we want to be thorough in what we put on the content and stuff like that. So yeah. But that's it for this week. I think we're done. I think we have covered everything.
I think so.
I still have more stuff coming.
So do I, because...
because Journey of a Stitch is putting that... I'll have to find what it is, but she's putting that together because it was a 7-part series and, she's putting the whole kit together for me, each part, and the floss as well, which I was pretty happy about. I didn't ask for that. I didn't actually ask for that. That's I just asked if she was going to have the threads and all the rest of it, and she said she could kit it up for me. So
awesome.
That's going to come as a kit. Yay! I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to go and find floss or anything like that. But yeah, that's it for another week from me and Bec. So you'll see us again next week. If you are liking the content, don't forget to hit that like button down below and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it so you don't miss out on any future posts. And next week we'll be having a different sign. We'll have a number 4 in there. So yeah, like, subscribe and share us across the social medias. If you've got some cross-stitchy friends that like to watch Flosstube, please do share us around because we would like to get to know them a bit more. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you're working on. You got any tips or tricks? Put them in the comments below. We love to hear from them. Sarah's been helping us out with a few different things.
And Nicole's hair.
Oh, yeah.
What she asked at the start.
Yeah. What am I going to do? What should I do? Dye it or leave it? Because embrace the grey or... I'm leaning towards embrace the grey because it's a lot cheaper. But, yeah. So anyway, that's it from us today. We'll see you all again next week. Bye for now. See ya.